Okay, so today what we're going to be looking at is something pretty incredible. I think Telltale Games is being revived. Now we're going to just take a very quick look at this. Well, basically, just this is an article that I found, and a new attempt to launch this episodic adventure company, which I think is going to be pretty crazy. I mean, look, honestly, I never thought that something like this would actually happen. So I think that this is something that's pretty crazy, and a lot of fans of Telltale Games are probably going to be going crazy right now, being incredibly excited that this is happening, that they're bringing this up, that they're bringing this back. Telltale Games has the chance to be revived. Let's just take a second and take that in and realize that that means that something awesome could be happening. Now, this is just a heads up for you guys. If while you're listening, this is a pretty long article, so I only focused on the parts that I basically think are interesting for reading purposes. These are just images, obviously. So if you want to go check out the full article, go to Polygon. You'll be able to find it. Just type in that title, and it shouldn't be too difficult to find. Anyway, what we're gonna do is let's get on to the reading of the article. Telltale Games, which shut down last year, is being revived after its assets were purchased by a company called LCG Entertainment. The new company will sell some of Telltale's back catalog and will work on new games based on a few Telltale associated properties as well as new licenses. The new Telltale is headed up by Jamie Ottley and Brian Waddle. Ottley said that some workers from the original Telltale games will be offered freelance roles with full-time positions possible in the future, which is, to be honest with you, that's pretty cool for them. I think that that's great that they have the opportunity to get these jobs back. A lot of people I know lost their jobs because of the mismanagement that Telltale went through, which sucked, right? Now, let's continue. That Ottley has spent much of his career in mobile games. Most recently, as founder and CEO, of Galaxy Pest Control, which is best known for licensed games based on Duck Dynasty and Power Rangers. Waddle's previous experience includes running sales and marketing for the Havoc game engine, which is good experience, especially when it comes to Telltale. But we'll get into that. Neither worked at Telltale Games prior to its shuttering in 2018. In an interview with Polygon, Ottley confirmed that the new business has back catalog rights to licensed properties, The Wolf Among Us, which is awesome, and Batman, as well as full rights to original Telltale games such as Puzzle Agent. And what he says is there are some other expired licenses that we're looking at, which is, look, this is crazy. I think I don't honestly care too much for Ottley and Waddle's background, but it definitely sounds like they have some serious experience and have the chance and the possibility to make the company as great as it used to be. So maybe they're going to bring it back to how it was in its heyday. Personally, I would be very keen to see what they do. This is just obviously the beginnings of something new from something old. They acquired the company, which is great. But we have so much to see what they're going to do, what they're capable of doing. And honestly, at this point, who really knows what's going to happen? What I do love, though, I love that they have the rights to games like Wolf Among Us and Batman. Okay, can we just take a second and remember how great Batman is and how good the Telltale games of Batman were, albeit obviously they weren't like the Arkham games, okay? But they still had this serious, like, it was just amazing, those games, okay? Now, honestly, I didn't think that Telltale would still have the rights to Batman, and to be honest, I would have assumed that those rights reverted back by now for sure, but apparently it seems like they didn't. So I'm really keen to know where these guys are going to take these games in future, where they're going to go, where they're going to take Batman, basically, and if they're going to be interested in like basically putting a darker spin on games like Batman and The Wolf Among Us. Are they going to make it this really dark tone? I'm very keen to see what's going to happen. But for now, let's continue with the article. Ottley said it's possible the new Telltale will pick up some stories where they left off. We're still evaluating, but we definitely want to continue some of the stories, he said. But it looks like The Walking Dead won't be coming back. That license is now owned by Skybound, which has its own plans for some releases, and to be fair with you, that does suck, okay? I know that there are a lot of fans out there who had some very serious attachments to the Telltale games, the Walking Dead series. I know that Beat 'em Ups he definitely enjoyed the Walking Dead series, the Telltale series, and it was definitely emotional for him, so that sucks that they're not going to get something that had definitely a huge fan base for them. But I think in terms of that, it's better that the fans have closure, right? For the way that they ended the story, and I don't know how that story ended. I haven't played it just yet. I am very keen though for the full release, which is every chapter. And I think there's some extra content as well, which is coming out later this year. So check that out if you haven't already. I'll put up a picture there for you now so you can see. It's coming out. It looks cool. It sounds cool. I'm very keen to play this game. I haven't had a chance to play any of them, and to be fair with you, I wasn't really sold on it. And now that I know that I can get everything, because I'm not the kind of guy that likes to play episodically, okay? I want to play a full game, and I like having a full game, and I'm keen to play a full game. This is a full game, the whole story. I'm very keen for that, right? And now Skybound has taken over The Walking Dead, which is fine, okay? I honestly, I hope that they have some good ideas for The Walking Dead, and to be honest, I hope that they basically aren't walking in the shadow of Telltale Games, and as well, I hope that they don't do what the hell Overkill did. If we don't get another Overkill anything, I'd be very happy at this point in time. But it sounds like we've got a few great games coming our way. So Skybound, and now Telltale Games is coming back. I think this is epic. But one thing I do want to say with Skybound is please, no more mobile games. Okay, no more mobile games. They're fun. And they're great, but they're mobile. Okay, I just don't want mobile games. That's my opinion. Obviously, you might like mobile games, and if you do, let me know down below if you enjoy the mobile Walking Dead games. But I personally want a full-fledged Walking Dead game. I'm very keen for that. Let's continue with the article. The status of previous Telltale licenses such as Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Minecraft has not been announced. Okay. When asked about Telltale's previous plans to release a game based on Stranger Things, he said the rights had reverted back to Netflix, which is fine. To be honest with you, I want them to focus on original content. I think they have some serious goodies that they can have in mind, and they're definitely... This whole idea is great, so I'm very keen for them to just work on their own thing. Now, Otterly said that he bought the rights to Telltale because he believes in the future of adventure games. This is a viable business that went away due to market conditions and some scale choices Telltale's previous management made. He said, I like games that tell stories, and I think our industry should have a company that specializes in narrative-driven games. And I 100% agree with him on that whole thing, right? I think that there's definitely a future for games like this. The business itself, it just needs to be managed properly. And from what it sounds like, what it looks like, Telltale was just mismanaged. Simply put, they were mismanaged, they made the wrong choices, they screwed up, and then they ended up making the fans pay for everything, right? We ended up paying for everything, not to mention their employees who ended up losing their jobs. But, we're the ones who are important, okay? We're the fans, so that those employees don't count. That was a joke. In case you're wondering, that was a joke. Let's continue with the article, though. Let's get into this. Otterly explained that the company is looking at evolving Telltale's episodic model. We will probably keep the concept of episodes, but with different pacing. This is a different world. From a media consumption standpoint, we need to look at how people like to entertain themselves. I like the idea of binge watching. On Telltale's legacy and its managerial errors, he said, they brought me some of my favorite stories to play and they did an amazing job building a company. It's unfortunate the way that it ended. Certainly we're working very hard not to make similar mistakes. And I think that the final thing to take away from this is that I love this. I'm really very keen. I love the fact that they're bringing back Telltale Games and that these guys, Otterly and Waddle, they sound like they've seen the mistakes that Telltale made originally. They sound like they're going to try and work on avoiding what happened before. And I think that that's the best thing that could happen. As long as they've seen the errors of the past, they know how Telltale screwed up, they can do better and they can make the right choices in future. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to make it amazing and it's going to go back to the heyday that it once was, but it has the opportunity and the potential to do that. And I think that that's a great idea. I'm very keen, honestly, just to see what they come out with. I'm keen to see how the games that they produce go, what if they do well, if they don't do well, if people are over this kind of game. I don't personally think that people are over this kind of gameplay or this kind of format, but we'll see what happens, right? And from a binge watch standpoint, okay, to be fair with you, I hope that they release, this is my personal opinion, that they release full games, right? That may be episodic at the same time. And what I mean by that is you could release a full game, and each episode could be called a chapter or something like that. But as a full game release, okay, I think that would be incredible. You have like a storybook, and we all know I would love that, and I think that everybody else. I don't know if you like waiting for the next episode to come out or the next chapter or whatever the hell it is. The next thing, I don't personally enjoy waiting for my story. I want to finish my game. When I have a game, I want to be able to play the thing and play it through and let it finish. But the way that it was done, it wasn't appealing to me. I didn't play very many, or if any, of Telltale's games before. But if they do something that is like a binge kind of thing, I would be very keen to see what happens there. That's something that I'm very, very, very excited for. Something that I definitely would enjoy as well. So let's see basically what happens with these guys. Let's see what they're going to do with the company, and if they are able to manage and handle the company better than the original managers did. And, we know that that was a sinking ship. Eventually, the boat was destroyed. Now we have a group of people who are taking over the company, and who knows what's going to happen. Maybe Telltale will become a giant once again, right? Anyways, guys, that is all from me for today. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hit that thumbs up. It lets me know if you guys like this video or this kind of video. Check out some other content on the channel. If you enjoyed this, you definitely may enjoy that, but I'm not going to say that you will. But if you would love to, check it out. Also, guys, don't forget, in your everyday life, go out there, spread some peace, spread some love, and also spread some positivity. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.